Ladies and gentlemen, the Work for It Europe Podcast!
What's going on, guys?
Good evening. Not much. What about you?
What's up? I have to say what's going on because who was it? I say it every episode. Got to keep it going.
So welcome to the Work for It Europe podcast. What did you do last week, Keith?
I've been busy getting ready for the show. I keep making file guides and hammers and they keep selling, so my stock is pretty low. I got to get back in the workshop tomorrow. See if I can get some of that shit made to bring to the knife show next weekend. It's fucking creeping up on us quickly.
It is.
Yeah. Got a shitload of wood that came in that I thought I was going to be able to stabilize some for the show. Some in, I'm probably going to pronounce it wrong. Amboya pearls.
Yeah.
Looks
Amboya.
awesome.
Yeah, good.
But it's like worthless, not stabilized. So I won't be taking any of that, unfortunately.
That's why you asked me what kind of wood resin you need for stabilizing, what we use, right?
Yeah, I was using cactus juice before, but it's too expensive over here. And that stuff that you sent me, that you told me about, I think I paid $105 for 10 liters or something.
Yeah, that's good. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Got some colors.
How much color do you need? Because when we did our first colored batches of stabilized wood, we almost needed all of the whole thing.
Yeah, I've done some colors before. You need a lot more than you think you do. Even it's like super saturated. You can barely see through it at all, and it's like it won't even touch the wood. So you use a lot. I actually got white this time. I've never seen white before, so I think that's gonna be. I'm probably gonna need a shitload of it to actually make it turn white. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not gonna try it on this wood. I'll get some cheap stuff like balsa or something that's like really blonde. See if I can get it to change. That's about my week. Stacking everything up, getting them all in boxes and labeled, ready for the show. How about you? What have you been up to, Albert?
Not much, really. We had a forging class and I was finishing knives all week. What else happened? We were in the newspaper. We've been featured.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that. I saw that.
Did you see that? A whole page.
Yeah. But I couldn't read it, though. I couldn't zoom in enough on my phone. What happened? What was it all about?
It was in the career section of the Salzburger Nachrichten. It's the second biggest newspaper in Austria. And they interviewed us and they wrote an article about us.
About the shop and everything you guys doing?
About the shop and what we do and about our customer base and everything. Yeah. And our machines. So that happened last week. It came out on Saturday. And of course, we bought the newspaper. We usually don't buy newspaper, but this time we bought one. And we want to have it framed and put it up in the office.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
You got to put it up where all your students can see it. Don't put it in the office. Or get a second one.
But all the students walk into our office, so they'll see it. And we already got some new customers because of that. So there was one guy who read the article who bought like 5 knives, custom shop knives. Nice. And it's a second lady who read the newspaper who also bought one. So it's been good. So that's why I've been finishing knives and working on knives all week. Boring, but that's just how it is. And we're almost done restoring our 34 kilogram Kuhnreiter power hammer. So it's painted, everything's set up, so we are ready to sell it.
Anybody's looking for a power hammer?
No, we already have a buyer.
Oh, you do?
So, yeah, we do. But if he doesn't want it, I'm gonna tell you guys on the podcast because it's a good hammer and it's in almost mint condition. So that's why he's buying it, I guess.
That's a smaller size, a little bit more manageable for people in the shops, right?
Exactly. The footprint is very small. It's 130 centimeters by 50 for the foundation. So we're also building a foundation for this one. That comes with the hammer, and the hammer is very light, so you can lift it with what's it called, pallet wagon?
Forklift.
Of course, forklift. But the Hubwagen, is it called pallet wagon? What's it called?
Pallet jack. Yeah.
Pallet jack. Yeah. So it's a very nice machine, very light, easy to set up. It has in my opinion, the ideal combination of dies installed, like a drawing die on the top and a flat die at the bottom, which is big because that's all you need this hammer for, right? You can't really do heavy forging with that, but you can draw out the billet or you can forge a knife into shape. So that's what it's there for. It's a good hammer. I think Hangler has like 3 of these or something.
Yeah.
So they work pretty well. Yeah, that's why we found a buyer so quickly, I guess. Yeah, that's what we have been doing.
I think the easy buyer is has a lot to do with the size of the hammer. Like I said, people can actually move it around and fit it into a normal shop. They don't have to have 4,000 square feet like you.
Yeah, and you don't have to have a special foundation for it, right? You can even use it without the special foundation. You can set it up on your normal shop floor because it's very light and doesn't generate that much force. Yeah, that was my week. Paulus.
Oh, man. I'm so tired, actually, from the week. Just preparing for the show. And, today my fiance helped me assembling like 80 boxes because all of the knives need to have boxes. But actually, I wanted not to talk about my week, but to share the wanker of the week. Keith, maybe you can play the bit.
Oh, I don't have that on my soundboard anymore.
Just a raw dog it.
You want me to try it from memory?
Yes.
Welcome to Wanker of the Week.
The echo is perfect. Spot on. Actually, better than original. Yeah, I had this fucking guy, This fucking guy. I was searching for some CNC lathe parts to be made on CNC lathe. And it was a good lesson, a repeated lesson where you need to not actually listen to the person, but see what he's doing, his actions. Because I put out, feelers, send out my sketches to different companies to basically to see what is the quote, what is the cost. And he almost instantly, like in a matter of hour, called me back. He was like, hey, I want to find out what is your, what do you actually needs to be made? How would you like it? Like really, really fucking helpful guy. And we came to an agreement after talking for almost 2 hours and vibing because he is also watching YouTube and watching Grimsmo knives and all the knife makers and etc. That he will make me a smaller number of parts for a little bit higher price, but just to test out the parts and see. And this is the place where I did the correct choice. And he said that he will make them in a week. I will make them in a week. Well, son of a bitch. No parts. It's been 40 days. 40.
Yeah.
And numerous excuses. Like he was ignoring my emails. He was ignoring my SMS, short messages. When I was calling him, he was really normal, He was like, sorry, this broke, or I will try on another equipment. Because to be honest, the part is a little bit tricky to make. But excuses, when he is late 1 week, I call him and say, look, how is it? And he's like, this broke. I need to figure out another way to work hold it, and etc. And I tell him, okay, how long will it take you? He says 3 days most probably. And I say, okay, if you see it will take you another week, please give me a call because I have plenty of fucking time, Give me a call so I can estimate that it will take you more. A week passes, no fucking calls, no parts, and no money back. And I'm getting pissed, I'm writing him in official language, look, it's been such a long time. The good thing is that I paid an invoice, so I have his credentials and etc. Business shit. And a little bit nasty and upfront emails. And after that, I'm writing him an SMS and I'm saying I'm giving you time till Friday. Send me the parts via buses or send me a refund, because I was fully on going to the police, just to see how the process goes. And on Friday, near fucking midnight, he sends me the money. The sucker waits till the last
second of the deadline.
Yes, to send me back my money, which was not a lot, So the good thing is that I did not go full on head, and say, yeah, make me for 2,000 euros the parts. I said for 100 euros, just a few parts, just please make them and we will arrange if they are good. This is where I'm not lost, but this is a lesson that everybody should learn, that account for the actions of another person, especially in business to business. That's the important part, because in the past, I lost a lot of money.
But what part are we talking about, and why is it that difficult to make?
It doesn't really matter, but these are...
is it like machined parts, or is it laser cut parts?
It's super simple. It's super simple CNC lathe part, which is basically a tube with a thread, but due to how thin the wall on the tube is and how big the thread is, ordinary work holding just crushes the tubes. And you cannot machine. Yeah, it's an issue, You have to fiddle around, to play around. So to be honest, it's not an easy part to make. It's a very simple part if you look on paper, but you can't give me shit. Just please tell me you can't make it, you won't make it, and just give me a refund and Bob's your uncle, So I was pretty fucking pissed about that, especially on the last podcast with Martin Huber, but I re-listened to it. I did not sound that pissed.
No,
actually. No. Thank God. I even said that I'm sorry for Martin for not, vibing as much, but maybe it was a benefit for the podcast. And look, Keith, I know that you introduce our guest every show, but I think I will do a little play on that. I will do maybe something pleasant, maybe something interesting, and we'll see. Just I want to take reins of this podcast.
Yes, take over my job.
Maybe I will give you I will give you less work to do. So, to introduce this week's guest, some say he doesn't have any mirrors in his home, and he uses polished blades instead. And that actually he's Santa Claus and is hiding in Italy from Interpol for violating international airspace on Christmas. But we know him as Ballerina Cappuccina Alfredo Faccipieri, and his friend and translator Tre Hill from Third Hill Customs. Welcome.
Hello.
Welcome.
Hello.
Who is that? Who is this person?
I don't know who this is.
What do you want? Proto.
He only understands bibbidi bobbidi. He's having a hard time here today.
Bibbidi bobbidi. Why bibbidi bobbidi?
You're talking about how mad you are at CNC, and he's just... All I have is hand gestures, and this is audio only, and he only knows how to communicate with hand gestures.
In 1 minute, the pasta is ready.
Is that a threat in Italian? That 1 minute your pasta is ready.
I told him you broke all the pasta earlier before you put it in the water, and he's been mad for 2 days.
Yeah,
he's furious.
Tre makes knives for cutting pasta.
Yeah, I make only pasta cutting knives.
Yeah.
Please,
it's a very small market. Very small market.
So, thank you guys for joining us on this podcast. You are two people who really, really know kitchen knives, right?
I mean, I think you give me a little too much credit, but okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's fine. We need some interesting guests, because the podcast is running out of ideas. It's all going downhill. We need some interesting guests. So please, it's on you to generate
from Italy because they are out of ideas.
They're out of ideas. So.
I am the last the last choice. Yeah, okay, thank you.
He says the rest of the world, when you run out of ideas, you're back to Italy.
No. So. Alfredo, please stay. Please stay. We need the money. We need the money to pay Keith's lawyer fees. Please stay. Please stay.
You used me to have because you want to trap.
No.
Yes. No. I think so. Yes. The very
please,
important
guys.
trap.
No.
Yeah.
No, the whole plan here when we started was to be talking to different knife makers from all over Europe, and we seem to be in a little rut here with Austrian and German makers only. I guess those are the best knife makers here in Europe.
Shots fired. We are. I just letting you know we're in Italy right now, getting ready to go to the Austria show next weekend, and I'm in Alfredo. This is the most Italian thing ever. I'm in Alfredo's outdoor kitchen, staring at a pasta factory in his backyard. And there's a Vespa 4 feet away from me. This is no bullshit.
No stereotypes at all.
No stereotypes whatsoever.
No. And the mocha coffee.
So,
and there's a lemon tree, and I'm having a mocha coffee right now. It's
so you are loving it.
You're very lucky, very lucky.
You guys are doing more than just the Austrian knife show. You're going on to a different show after that too, right?
Yeah, we'll both be at Blade Show in a couple weeks. Blade Show Atlanta, rather.
Yeah.
Which is it's super easy for me because it's 20 minutes from my house. So that one's real tough.
Half an hour from mine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, me and Albert will be going there for the first time this year also.
Oh, no way.
Whoa.
Yeah.
This is too cheap, though. What row and table are you guys on?
We don't have a table. We're going as visitors.
Oh, you're just visiting. Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah.
Lame.
Yeah, I can't fly with material, so with all the material that I would need. Yeah. I mean, it could, but...
I mean, you are at least going. Not like me.
Yeah. I mean, I've only been talking about it for like 10 years of finally making it happen.
It's a good time. It's a good time.
I drink.
So, I guess I have a question. Look, you are both kitchen knife makers, and I primarily make outdoor knives. But I saw this, like, look, you both are kind of famous or known for. Not famous, don't blow up your ego too much. Yeah, but you make beautiful polished blades, with hamons and really great surface finish.
Yeah.
And looking on Instagram, I saw numerous knife makers who are making kitchen knives, and they are doing this sandblasted, bead blasted finish. And I was interested. Do you have maybe any ideas? How does it actually affect performance? Because on my mind, you are basically creating texture on the blade, so it should become super really fucking sticky, right?
I'll answer and I'll let Alfredo. He's giving me a weird look, so I think let me bibbity bobby the question so he understands what's going on. So I specifically with like stainless and even carbon steels, like a polished finish is kind of a means of stopping, some tarnishing, some rusting. More so probably in stainless than carbon, because carbon's just gonna, carbon's gonna patina, and that's kind of what it's supposed to do. But I prefer a polished finish on stainless because it, not necessarily for food release, but for, it's stained less, doesn't stain at all, so it does, a polished finish does help that significantly. Alfredo? Yeah. Why do you prefer a polished finish? I
make only stainless steel knives, and I prefer polished blade because I think that it improves the stainless property of the blade at all, and also because I like more just for that. Not in all steel I make mirror polish. In my knives, in Magna Cut, I make satin finish, but I try to polish all the blade.
Mm-hmm. So you don't, maybe you have an idea what drawbacks could be of a sandblasted or bead blasted finish, just not like corrosion, but maybe cutting performance? Because I see it as a trend that is happening in like my social bubble of knife makers, and I could not figure out why would you do that instead of, maybe they are just too lazy to hand sand them or polish them. But that would like significantly impact especially the corrosion resistance and maybe the stickiness and the cutting performance at all.
Yeah, I mean, I think definitely like corrosion resistance is the big one. I don't know. I mean, there's definitely an argument to say that polishing a knife can make some food stick more. But which is, it's funny, we're working on this. We're working on a bunch of RWL 34 with the guys at Damasteel. A little quick plug there to sign up for what they're the RWL club that they're pushing right now. And so I'm a huge fan of polishing kind of everything, specifically carbon steels. And I'm also kind of a nerd about single-use knives, right? Like I love single bevels because they're a tool designed to do one thing and one thing only, right? But if you're making like a kitchen knife, there's you can see them in Austria. I'll have them in Austria. The back is mirror polished, but the bevel actually has a satin finish on it. And it's twofold, right? So it'll be number one, it's time saving because I'm trying to sell these things at somewhat of a budget. I'm trying to sell them, period. You know what I mean? But because polishing does, it is time. Which is the most expensive thing we deal with is time. Time's always the most expensive thing. So I kind of like the contrast. And I could probably the same for Alfredo, where his Magna Cut is satin finish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't reach a nice polishing on Magna Cut.
Yeah.
Yeah. Around 3-4 days for a blade to make a sufficient polish.
Yeah.
Even using that
Magna Cut.
Even using that sex machine bzz, that you invented.
Yeah.
DOS sex machine does still take a long time on Magna Cut.
And Trey, you said that the flats or the backside is polished and the bevel is satin, but is the satin like machine satin or is it like hand-sanded satin?
Oh no, it's I use a 6x48 grinder in a lot of cases for my bevels because it's a really good way to get it's a platen that's 22 inches long and 6 inches wide. So I mean, there's a lot of real estate there for stuff like Sujis and Yanagibas. So for what I'm using is basically a 600 grit belt on that 6x48 to make a satin-ish finish on the bevel. So it's finished, and then I actually go backwards and put a 600 grit finish on the bevels, which is kind of nerve-wracking because if you mess up now, because you have to polish it first and then put a satin, and so to keep these like real distinct shinogi lines on a kitchen knife, it's a little nerve-wracking.
So the satin is like machine satin; it goes up the blade, not like alongside the edge. Right?
Correct. It's at I put it at a 45 degree angle, so it doesn't look so machined. And also, I tried doing it straight that runs the length of the knife like the ABS, the ABS 400 grit satin finish that you have to do. But it just doesn't look right on a chef knife for whatever reason. I prefer the aesthetic of it being at that like 45 degree angle.
Yeah. The same here. I'm doing a lot of like machine finish, and everything goes at least at a slight angle. To the paint. It looks way better.
Makes the knife look like it's already cut before it's moved.
It's fast.
Yeah, it's faster.
It looks faster.
That's
fast
a pretty big
cut
belt.
Better. Like fast knives cut better. So
that's a wide belt. So that's 15 centimeters, and if you hold it at an angle, he's getting like 18 to 20 centimeters of belt usage there, guys. It's pretty.
Oh yeah, the 6x48 was a game changer for me.
It's like the whole blade length almost.
Yeah, I can put a 16-inch Suji corner to corner, and it's perfect.
But I'm not sure the length on that album, but I know it's the 48 inch is the smaller belts that your old grinder is, Albert. The Batco.
Yeah, might be. I have to convert it. 48 inches in centimeters. Yeah, 120.
Yeah, and what is 6 inches in centimeters?
almost 15 centimeters.
Yeah. So it's like
Yeah, 15, yeah.
It's like a 15 by whatever. On a
120.
diagonal bias on it. It's pretty neat.
Yeah.
But generally speaking, Paulus, you are correct. So sandblasted finish has a worse food release than a mirror polished one, generally speaking. But it depends on the kind of food you cut.
I mean,
I'd say.
I was
also
dumbfounded.
No, you're correct. But then there's also geometry, right? That's important. So if you have like a forged texture on your blade, it might increase the food release. So it might make for better food release. So
we call it food stick instead of food release.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you are sandblasting, what I saw are some like really rough sandblastings, and they're like, I don't know, like 60-80 grit media, which I guess I'm just imagining. I did not test that. It creates like microscopic craters. Not only like imagine having a 1084 blade having micro craters. It's like a rust heaven.
I did that.
Heaven.
I did that. I did a sandblasted blade with a coffee edge 02, and I did a coffee edge on that, and it had a horrible food release. So it was sandblasted and etched. So everything was sticking to it. Yeah, it looked nice. It looked awesome. Totally black, but still horrible food release.
I mean, yeah, and I was so dumbfounded when I saw like numerous knife makers making this finish. And I was like, I make outdoor knives. Maybe there is something that I don't understand. So we have these two experts here, and I thought I might ask them,
Well, I think the biggest thing is probably not food sticking. It's, to me, it would be, kitchen, the entire name of making a kitchen knife is the geometry, the thinness behind the edge. And so if you're blasting with a super coarse medium, and you're adding these huge craters, I don't know how thin it is, but I make really thin kitchen knives. And so the idea of like putting that really thin kitchen knife into a sandblaster, I feel like it would waffle the edge.
It sounds like
So I think, there's chef knives and there's chef knife shaped objects. So I think if you're really making a chef knife, then, you're, I don't know what other people are doing, but to me, sandblasting seems counterintuitive. Alfredo?
No, for me, it's just for speed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not. There is no reason. It's just for speed, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Alfredo's got a whole line of his one. You're the Alfredo, the Faccipieri one, and it is a what is it?
With the Scotch Brite, it is not sandblasted. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is great because you can still get a really nice satin finish with a Scotch Brite without something that's so deep. You can really you can have something that's very, very thin, and the Scotch Brite's not going to take away from that. Like, I don't know. I've never sandblasted a really thin kitchen knife, but to me it just sounds like a nightmare.
It is. Actually, I remembered that I did, a client requested me to do a Cerakoted because he wanted a black chef's knife. And I ground it and I sent out to Cerakoting. And he sent me pictures after sandblasting, and the edge was like wibble wobble all around, ribboned. And it was terrible. Yeah. It was terrible, yeah.
That means you made a good chef knife. That was the sandblasting that messed it up. You know what I mean? So, yeah.
Thank you. Oh, look, compliments. Oh, I'm so good. Now my ego is big. So, but about the Scotch Brite, it's like one of my favorite finish, actually, on a blade. But you need to have a full flat, not like a full flat, but full height grind, so you cannot see the top line because it just washes it out.
Yeah, Scotch Brite tends to round the edge or the plunge line of the knife, so you have to grind to the top for using so use a Scotch Brite.
It's funny, we were talking about this just before the podcast started about how Alfredo's put in all this work to make plunge lines, and then at the end he uses a Scotch Brite and it's all gone. So,
maybe do you have Alfredo? Maybe you can translate. What is his Scotch Brite progression? Maybe he uses just 2 belts, 3 belts, or just 1 belt.
No, 4. I use 4. I use a Scotch Brite from 3M with the ceramic addition. It is not normal speaking for Magnacat. It's not normal Scotch Brite. Is addicted with the ceramic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
A bibbidi bobbidi.
A bibbidi bobbidi. And I use 4. This brown, red, blue, and the gray. The gray is the thinnest.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there is a magical Scotch Brite belt with grit in it.
Yeah.
It sounds like it's a different brand, though, right? This is not from Scotch Brite. This is
from 3M, the one I use.
3M.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Please give a link.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll shoot you a link, and then you guys can put it in the bio.
Yeah.
Thank you.
He told me the same thing because I was complaining about this. Was a year ago. I was complaining about Scotch Brite belts, and he's like, "The belt you're using is shit." So,
Now, look, you are now providing real value to our listeners. Jesus Christ! Now we are going. Our ratings are going
this
up.
is too far. No, we can't provide value. No.
Okay.
We fucked up. We gotta start over.
No, look, I will now do the sponsor read.
Okay.
And everything will be good. You just time out. You can just go fucking smoke or whatever. They actually muted themselves. So, again, look, I need to go into advertisement Baltic Blades. Oh, to put on this character, you know? Look, listen. This show is sponsored by minihell.eu. I fucked it up already. The kiln maker from Poland, Baltazar, he's actually coming onto our show. Next show. So when you are listening, hopefully, if it is comes out on Thursday and Albert edited it, please send in your questions. We got a few, and Baltazar is already preparing to answer them. And please send them in to Baltic Blades on Instagram, and I will try and ask Baltazar them on our show. You can ask about anything, about tempering ovens, about heat treatment ovens, how to bake Cerakote, and etc. But if you need a heat treatment kiln, please go to minihell.eu. They got the next kiln for you. And use discount code WFI5 at checkout to get 5% off. And so Baltazar knows that you come from our podcast and we get good rep, you know, and he continues to sponsor our show and we don't go bankrupt. Thank you so much. And now back to the show.
I want to ask a question because I got a shitload of wood now that I'm going to start stabilizing stuff. Would he be able to make like a drying kiln and stuff too? Like, I know you can use an oven or a giant toaster oven or something, but I hate playing around with stupid tools and junk.
So you just want to buy a solution, right?
Yeah.
Or maybe I think he would suggest to build something, but there are these electric electric smokers where you can smoke meat or whatever. Maybe it could go up to the correct temperature and just, you know, plug in a PID and bingo, bongo, bongo, bapere bipo. It's good again.
Yeah, it's not really high. It's like 50 degrees Celsius is like max. That's like top temperature.
I use a lab oven, like a versus the kiln, because even solid state relays have a lot of swing in the temperature, and you can blow up a piece of wood in a kiln or catch one on fire if for whatever reason that swings. But like an old used lab oven is what I ended up picking up. Works great for just like slow drying up, taking that last like 5% of moisture out of a piece of wood.
Yeah, are they big? How big are they?
Oh, you can get them down to the size of like a toaster oven, up to. The one I have is probably, I don't know. Americans will use anything but the metric system, so it's roughly one Labrador Retriever tall.
Okay, that's pretty big.
That's big.
Yeah. So, I mean, you could fit 50, 60 blocks in there, and it's pretty consistent. And they have like a 2-degree swing. It's a very, they're very, very accurate. Yeah.
And also how the heat is delivered also is really important, because when I wanted to try and bake Cerakote in my tempering oven, which is basically a huge electric oven, just converted, like tabletop oven that is converted with PID. The issue was not the actual accurateness of the controller or the or what is the thingy, the
PID.
No. The one that measures. Yeah, couple. Yeah.
Thermometer?
Thermocouple. No. Similar but different. It was not an issue in those things, but it was the issue that the heating elements were directly visible, like had a direct line of sight with the parts that I wanted to bake, and the radiated heat was somehow it was absorbing more than the air around the thermocouple. And when I heat them by using a ceramic wool, basically building barriers, and the heated air needed to come around, it worked perfectly. So maybe the blocks in the actual kiln are burning up because they are being directly irradiated from the coils, and it's actually a thing that you need to consider. And Baltazar would be the perfect person to talk about that.
I mean, I think ideally it should have some kind of air movement in there. I don't know if that works on convection or if you would even be able to put a fan blade in there at those temperatures. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think the lab oven's like a convection oven. Probably there's no exposed elements. There's a heating element in the back, and there's a fan that's pushing and moving air around.
I mean, if Matt would be here, he would just suggest we use air fryers.
Yeah, he would probably tell me I'm wrong. Yeah. He's like, no, it's shit. But
for sure. So, looking on your guys' page, it looks like Alfredo is using a lot of Dama steel. Is that your favorite choice for stainless?
Yeah. I use a lot of Dama steel, but also RWL34. I use a lot of RWL34. It is my best steel, my best choice for steel, and except for my Model 1 that I used Magnacat. But yes, I love. I have a lot of requests about Dama steel or Damascus in my blade. Yes.
Yeah, Albert's favorite steel too. So.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it really is just like a beautiful steel.
Yeah.
It's really
it's not
really
just
is.
Good to see. I see, and it's not just like a nice to see. I think it is
not just a pretty picture.
Yeah, it is a good performance.
It works.
Too. Yeah, it works very well. Yeah.
So you said that they were trying to make an RWL 34 club. Is that something that we can talk about, or is that still in the works?
No, I think they're still selling it. Carly,
they are sending now the boxes.
Yeah, they're sending the boxes now. I think what they're doing is it's roughly. Carly's going to text us all and tell us we were way late talking about this, but she'll get over it. We love you, Carly. But
You are scared about Carly.
Yeah. With all I guess I'm the only U.S. based knife maker here today. With all the changes that are currently going on with steel and moving steel around the world, specifically in America, I think Damasteel sees an opportunity. United States is losing one of their main crucible steel manufacturers. This is a big deal. We're literally losing crucible steel, which is where MagnaCut was made. And so there's just a lot of uncertainty kind of within that market. And so Damasteel is looking to say like, hey, have you tried RWL? And, being an American knife maker, we use a lot of like AEBL, Nitro V, like these things, CPM 154, like these are all like, those are probably the three most common, suggested stainless steels that we get. And I kind of didn't like any of them. So I didn't use a lot of stainless for a long time. And it was actually Trevor at Wolf Blades, the guy with the little mustache and the little glasses that makes the razors. If you guys don't know Wolf Blades, I mean, he's fantastic. Trevor's just an excellent, very, very talented maker. but he and I last year talked about RWL, and so about that time I started making a switch, and then Carly at Damasteel asked Trevor, myself, and Alfredo to kind of walk people through the steps of using RWL 34 and kind of like what are the benefits and what do we see out of it and why are we using it, and those things. So there is a subscription box, which is basically 600 euros worth of material for about half price. And what you'll get is a subscription box every 60 days, I believe, for the next 6 months. And then there'll be some like build alongs and talking about heat treating and single bevels and folders, and all of us are all kind of taking a little bit to talk about why we love RWL and why it's easy to use and all those things. So it's just to me it's just a great steel. The polish is easy. The polish on it is just absolutely fantastic. It's easy to heat treat. It's very easy to get in the United States, thanks to some domestic suppliers that stepped up their game and are carrying a lot of different dimensions on it.
I mean, that's RWL 34 is not a new steel.
No, I mean it's a classic steel, but
yeah.
I think it just got left in it. It's been around so long. It's just like, why did we forget about this steel? When there's a lot of there's steels have trends. I'm sure you guys all see it just like we see it. There's trends when it comes to what steels are popular in the moment. So they're doing a good job of. I think Damasteel's doing a good job of talking about why it's not just CPM 154 made in a different country.
Yeah, that's interesting. Albert uses a lot of RWL 34 for kitchen knives also.
Yeah, that's our go-to stainless when we do chef knives. But it's not just for chef knives, also for hunting knives and stuff. Mm-hmm. So it's just a generally very good steel, I think. Yeah. Especially because over here CPM steels are so expensive, right? If you want to get Magna Cut or whatever, CPM, whatever, they're super expensive over here. Yeah. And Damasteel is a very good alternative, I think. So RWL 34. Yeah,
and to Carly's point, like RWL does great in the the EU and the European continent. Not so much in America. It just didn't quite get this hold via American knife makers for whatever reason. But I think it's just they just started using CPM because probably for the same reason. CPM's easier to get in the United States. But CPM's kind of I've used it and tried to polish it, and I don't know of a better way to describe it. It's not the same. It's gummy, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't polish. The carbides are very apparent in it. Mm-hmm. At polish, it doesn't heat treat to me, RWL is a very, very clean version of CPM 154.
Yeah.
I think that's the easiest way to describe it. It is a very, very clean steel compared to some of the other crucible steels that are out there.
Yeah, but I think the reason why it's not that popular in the US is it's the same reason why CPM steels over here are not that popular, right? I mean, there's tariffs and whatever, so shipping costs and stuff, so it's just not that available readily over here.
Oh, there's tariffs, all right.
No, but seriously, there's there's tariffs on steel are pretty high, so it might be even harder now to get RWL 34 over to the US. And to be competitive over there.
Sure. I think a lot of that's changing. I think with Crucible Industries doing whatever's happening with there, I think the powder metallurgical steels are gonna change dramatically in the United States in terms of pricing and evenness and what's available and what's comparable, both price and quality wise.
So you think it's getting better in the US, or
well, I don't know about better, but it's getting weirder. That's for sure.
Okay.
But no, but I think specifically when you're talking about powder metallurgical steels, I think the playing field is about to get evened in a very, very heavy way because Crucibles. No one knows what's happening with Crucible. I mean, I think we have hopes about what's happening to Crucible, but I think there's been with any new ownership and with any change, there's going to be a learning curve.
The production of Magnacut now is moved in Europe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, I didn't know how much of that we could talk about, but yeah, Alfredo said it, not me, if anyone gets mad. But yeah, Magnacut is now being made it will now be made in Europe, not in the United States. Yeah.
Ah, okay.
Hell yeah.
Which is probably going to, admittedly make it better in several ways. Yeah.
But there are two different things, There is the trademark name Magnacut, and there is the actual composition. And I guess everybody can make the same composition, but you cannot use the trademark name, and nobody will buy because Magnacut is all the hype.
Yeah. The only problem is the name, I think, but they moved the production to Europe. I don't know the stuff about the name Magnacut, is there a trademark or not? I don't know.
For sure there is, yeah.
For sure, yeah. But
just like Apex Ultra, is a trademark.
Yeah, but the news is from a Niagara Special Metal, so they sell Magnacut.
Yeah.
So the name is remains.
Yeah. I think it's a tricky. I think there's some tricky back and forth that's going on.
They found a deal. Yeah. They found a deal. Yeah.
If this podcast causes Magnacut to go up 25% because of tariffs, I apologize in advance. So.
It's fine for the US market. You can either way expect a price increase, be it due to import tariffs or the domestic manufacturing, just because there will be a bigger incentive for people to buy domestic, and with bigger demand, probably they will rise the pricing just because they cannot meet the demand instantly. So
and the manufacturing of Magnacut, I don't think was perfect. I think there's been stories of inconsistencies over the past couple of years of it being out there, and I think they've all been made whole, and I think they're all right. But steel is a science at best. But I mean, there's still things that can change and go wrong during that process. And I think to me, ultimately, where it's moving to in Europe, I think it's a net good for Magnacut as a brand.
And hopefully we'll see a more consistent. Consistency throughout the steel.
Sure. Yeah. Well, and like sheet to sheet, right?
Right.
Like they say, theory and practice in theory is the same, but in practice it is different.
Completely different things. Yeah.
So we will see, and hopefully, even I made like couple or 3 or 4 blades in Magnacut, and one they all picked up tremendous warping. It was Jesus Christ, I've never seen something similar in any other Euro-made steel. But now it will be on us. If the steel is made poorly, it will be on us. So, Europe, don't fuck this up.
I think it's in good hands. I think it's in real good hands.
So is this Trey? Is this your first time overseas here, or do you come often to visit?
No,
Alfredo?
It's first time. My wife Rachel's here, and Martin graciously invited us to do the Austria Knife Show, and I belayed going to Texas Blade Show this year to come do Austria.
Good choice.
And we just decided to hey, let's do a little vacation in here. So we're here for 2 weeks, just kind of bouncing around in Italy. I think this weekend we've been in with Alfredo, kind of near Venice, for a week now. We'll go to Milan to see another knife maker and hang out in Milan for a couple of days for the weekend, and then we're taking the train to Switzerland to hang out with Dimitri with Studio Blade, and then we're riding with Dimitri to Knife Show Austria on Friday, I guess.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's this is a lot. So
yeah, you guys are arriving on Friday, so you'll be after a lot of traveling coming to meet up with us at the restaurant on that Friday night.
Yeah, I don't know. I hope we leave early. So the group chat kind of scares me. So
why? It's a great chat. It's a great chat.
It's a great chat. It's still scary. Trollsky. Yeah. See, look. I wasn't going to call him out, but yes, it's Trollsky. So
figured so. Look, I'm scared too.
I have to.
We all should be scared of Trollsky. Yeah.
I have to repeat his quote when he was on the podcast life's too boring to be life's too short to be a boring dick.
According to the group, I've never hung out with him, but according to the group chat, he's doing that in spades. So,
No, I was curious coming to over into Europe, being a knife maker. Was there anything that you were like looking forward to maybe getting your hands on, any kind of steel or handle materials and stuff that's not so readily available in the U.S. that you plan on taking back with you?
I don't really know. I mean, we kind of came over here with the notion of just kind of making some knives, and Alfredo and I just kind of hanging out. Really, is what it was. So, I mean, although there was a little bit of knife work done, but I've probably impeded more work than I've actually done. But the because I think I brought like 10 or 12 from home, which is kind of terrifying because if I sell them, if they all sell, then what do I have for Blade Show? So now I've got 3 weeks for Blade Show to make 30 knives. I don't know. I mean, I'm not really familiar with the like the EU market, the European market for what's available even. I don't know what I'm missing out on, honestly.
Well, you get your hands on some Apex Ultra at the show. They'll have a booth. I don't know if you've worked with it.
Good point. I have. I worked with the first batch. Yeah. And the first batch was, I think, a little weird, but the second batch, I think, is much better. Or whatever batch number they're on now.
Yeah. I think they're on number 4.
Yeah. I mean, I've got some Apex Ultra Sanmais that I've used, and they've turned out fantastic. So
it's possible that we might see a collaboration with you and Alfredo then while you're here, or have you not had time for that?
Hey Alfredo, how's our collaboration going?
Yeah, it's che la finita? I will finish our collaboration next week. Yeah. I have heat treated, and what do you do?
Yeah, it's barely a collaboration at this point. It's I looked at it and I was like, no, more. But yeah, so I mean, we're kind of working on a little thing on the side. So
maybe for the Blade Show.
It might end up being for Blade Show.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Don't rush it. That might be a better idea.
Yeah. But I mean, it's been a dream vacation for a week, and we've still got a week to go. So I'm glad I got all my knives done. Well, most of my knives done early. So
yeah, I think there's still a lot of makers. I'm still seeing pictures and people putting up stuff that they're taking to Knife Show Austria, but not a lot of finished knives.
Yeah, someone was like, "Hey," someone was talking about they were starting, and I had a panic attack for them. So.
Yeah, I have a customer that messaged me today. He's from Germany, and today's actually a holiday here in Austria. He's working on a knife for the show, and he needs a file guide because his doesn't fit. If I could send him one and get it to him by Saturday, and I'm like, no, it's not going to happen because it's a holiday today. That means it doesn't even go in the mail till Friday. You're lucky if you get it next week, like Tuesday.
Yeah, it's wild. It's wild. I mean, but that'll be me, and. You know, as soon as I get back home, it's it'll be scrambling to make enough blades for Blade Show. So, Blade Show is usually the biggest show for the year for me.
How many blades would you normally take with you to Blade Show?
Last year I had 30 something.
Wow.
This year the hope was 40.
What?
I'm changing. Rapidly changing. That number's getting smaller by the minute. So.
That's a lot. How long does it take you to make like this huge of a batch, or is it like you hold some in inventory and take that?
It kind of bounces around. It depends, right? So like my like real showy stuff, which is like these like real high finished, high polished Hamones with, you know, basically like I do like a super glue finish, like a real polished super glue finish on the handles. Like those guys take me a while. But these like real simple Sanmais that I've been doing, not too long. You know, I like batch work. I know some people hate it, but I I prefer doing 10, 12, 15 knives at a time.
Paulius, keep it, sip it.
I am not going to say anything. It's fine. It's fine.
No. Say it.
No, I can't. Look.
I'll say it for him, and he's not allowed to reply to any of it. He likes one-piece batch work.
You like one piece at a
discussion
time?
about it.
One piece flow, not fucking one piece batch for what the fuck. Look, I got in so much trouble having a healthy argument with Benjamin Camon, and now people think that we have a beef, and they expect a fight on Austrian Knife Show. But we'll see.
That dude is the king of batchwork, though. I mean, he cranks out numbers in batches.
Look, I need to play my character now again. Chill, Polish. I am. Look, dude. Whatever. You know, it's all good. You do you. And I'm like, oh fine. I cannot get triggered. If I do, then we have 30 minutes of me going like, you know, from 0 to 100. I'm like,
it's funny. It's pretty good.
But yeah, I'm in the thick of it actually doing like, I want to bring like 80 blades
Oh my god.
to the show, and I'm like, I will have to sharpen all of them, and like sharpening is just fine, but when you have to put the first initial like secondary bevel on the blade, and that is outdoors blade, it takes time. It takes time.
Alfredo, how many are you bringing?
Now I have 6 ready. And I have to finish 10 or 12 in this week. But for Austria. Yeah, for Blade Show, I think. Yeah, for Blade Show, I think I will 24, 28.
Whoa, that's a lot.
Yeah, but if I sell some knife in Austria, I kill myself.
Why? Why the Italians? Italian suicide? Why?
Yeah.
Like, you hate money.
How many days from Austria to Blade Show?
3 weeks.
3 weeks?
Yeah.
I'm fucked. Officially fucked. Yeah.
So Trey came over to sabotage you, so you wouldn't be able to make enough knives for Blade Show.
No,
we had big dreams of working.
Yeah. We drink too much when we are together, so we eat and drink too much. No work when we are together.
Alfredo introduced me to spritzes, and that's mandatory now. So
Introduced to spritz. Wow.
Well, that depends if it's the summer or the winter spritzer.
No, always. No, there is. It is a no season drink. Always, we drink always spritz. We are in Veneto, near Venice, so we drink spritz all the week, all the time. Not all the time. Okay. I'm not.
I really hate we're not on video because there's a lot of hand gestures right there. So
I was gonna ask if because you guys are sharing headphones, do you have a helmet on so he doesn't knock you out while he's talking?
No. I'm sitting on his lap, so it's funny. So it's fine.
Santa Claus lap.
Yeah. I'm like a little kid at Christmas. So. What about you guys? You guys all ready? Other than 82 pieces.
Albert,
No. we have I think 10 finished knives so far. Yeah.
That's with 2 guys.
2 guys.
I'm not sure if he knows that.
Yeah, and we want to bring 20. So, but we'll manage somehow, I guess.
It's a late Thursday.
Yeah, and we still have. I mean, for us, it's just a 1.5 hour drive. So.
Oh, that's not so bad.
We can work till Friday. So.
What time does the show start again? At 10, I believe. So you guys will be there about 11:30.
Yeah, we also can do some work on Saturday before the show starts. That's right.
I'm going to finish my knife in the car.
Yeah.
We'll all be doing sharpening demos at our table.
don't hand sand your blade in the car. J-Hook City.
Yeah.
That's just more food release.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? That was a Vespa
Yes.
that went by.
I wanted to comment. Is that a Vespa? So
That
please,
was 100%
please,
a Vespa.
please bring some fruity drinks, because all these Austrians are saying they will bring some, whiskeys and boring beer, and they won't have some delicious sweet drinks. So please,
Prosecco. This is the nation of underground Prosecco.
bring something. Bring something else than beer.
Okay.
Please.
It's just Prosecco here. That's your only option. So.
Maybe there are many different varieties of Prosecco.
Alfredo, are there a lot of varieties of Prosecco?
A lot of
Varieties? Are there a lot of types of Prosecco?
Oh yes, yeah, a lot.
Go on.
Every family has their own type of prosecco here.
So we need some Faccipieri Prosecco.
Yeah. I will take with me. Don't you worry.
Excellent. Thank you so much. No umbrella needed. I will have my own.
It doesn't have a label on it. We've been drinking it all week. It's delicious.
Maybe no knives, but a lot of prosecco.
Yeah. No knives, but
no
a lot of
knives,
Prosecco.
but prosecco.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, this sounds like a vacation for you, Tree.
Oh, it's 100% a vacation for me. It is 1,000% a vacation for me. Yeah. It's been we've had a glorious time. We were.
You have to tell that you worked here, not just a vacation.
Well, I worked a little bit. Did you? I don't know. I felt a little stereotyped today because Alfredo surprised me. Alfredo surprised me.
I can't remember that I say yes. Okay.
I judged an American barbecue competition this afternoon, and it was like a hard. You got to look at my Instagram stories; they're hilarious. But it was a Harley Davidson rally and American barbecue competition in a nursing home, which apparently there's a funny translation to nursing home, of which Alfredo called it hospice at first. So I just thought they were just people with cancer dying everywhere. And they were having a party in their courtyard, and there's all these.
Just a question of time.
Yeah. I guess we're all dying in an ecumenical sense, but I thought these people were weeks away, and there's Harley Davidsons pulling up, and everyone looks like half the people there look like they're followers of social distortion. So it felt like I felt stereotyped. I really felt stereotyped in that moment. So, but it was great. We had a really, really good time.
So you were the token American.
I was the token American. Yeah. I was the token American.
But was it good?
It was okay.
Shots fired.
That's definitely not the same.
Yeah. It's definitely not the same. They were one of the guys who made ribs. There was this is Italian styled ribs, and I was like, oh yeah, definitely. I was like, just stick to Prosecco, guys. So I was like, I'll bring ribs next time. But it is a big difference. The Texas Knife Show. Alfredo got a really good experience of good old Texas barbecue. So we ate a lot of it there. It was dramatically different.
For me,
I get volunteered to be the guy on the grill all the time. I don't know if you guys know that, but I'm actually I was born in Boston, so I've been living here.
Oh, no way!
Years.
I didn't know that. That's amazing.
And every time there's a barbecue anywhere, they're like, "Oh, let's make Keith grill."
Can you please cook?
Yeah, he's American. You must know how to cook.
Yeah. That's the same thing. It's just like, oh yeah, you surely know how to barbecue. You're from the South, and I'm like, well, So,
what for me, a Baltic boy? What is the main difference in how the Americans do the barbecue? Is it the seasoning, the sauces, or the actual barbecuing of it, or?
It depends on what area of what state you're from when it comes to American barbecue. It is. It's like Prosecco here. It's very regional. Even South Carolina, like South Carolina as a single. I'm from South Carolina, and South Carolina as a state has 3 distinct areas of how they do barbecue in just one state. Texas has a number. Then there's Memphis, and there's Tennessee style, and Kansas City styled, and strangely enough, there is no New York or California style. So,
but the Texas is more like dry rub kind of stuff, not as
Texas
much
is going
sauce.
to be black. Is basically black pepper only, right? So Texas is a low and slow smoked black pepper, salt, and mostly pepper only, and then sometimes like a mustard to get it to stick. But so Texas is cuts of meat, right? I can't even believe I'm talking about this right now. But
explain it for me.
Yeah. Here we go. But so Texas is like cuts of meat, right? So Texas is like the king of brisket, right? If you want the best brisket in the country, and I'm sure some American listening to this will disagree.
Allegedly.
Yeah. But allegedly, Texas is where you want to do brisket, right? Because it's low and slow, just pepper. And that's really kind of the thing of it. Not a whole lot of sauce. Whereas like South Carolina, where I'm from, barbecue to South Carolina is what we call whole hog. So they'll split a hog in half and butterfly up. You know the term butterfly.
Mm-hmm.
They butterfly a pig,
Spread it.
and they cook the whole pig. And so it's a lot of like pulled pork, but the sauce is the name of the game. So there's a there's an area with ketchup based sauce, there's an area with mustard based sauce, and there's an area with vinegar based sauce. And I'm from the area of mustard based sauce. So that's to me that's barbecue to me. And then Kansas City is ribs. And that's really the 3 distinct areas. So
And the one that you had here in Italy was nothing like anything else you had in America.
No, because it was grilled. So it was weird. It was just different. We judged chicken wings and ribs. Chicken wings are pretty straightforward. Ribs, I've got my pinky up right now talking about ribs, but like ribs is there is a way to do ribs and there's a way not to do ribs. They were delicious. Like, don't get me wrong. They were like, all of them were great. But it was just different.
Difficult. You are too difficult.
I am way too difficult. Yeah.
It's like with Prosecco.
Yeah. So, but everything was delicious. Everything was delicious. It was just very different.
Okay. So you would not expect that taste, palette, or texture from, let's say, barbecue. What you would call barbecue.
No, not. I mean, it just depends on where you are. If Texas, if you're in like Texas or Memphis, then definitely not. South Carolina, the way they do ribs in South Carolina is probably similar in a way to how they do these here, where it's they grill them mostly, which is just a faster cook versus slow and slow for 6 to 8 hours.
Okay. Oh, thank you for explaining me that.
Yeah.
It's like, I don't know.
Like barbecue was originally like a pauper food, right? So it's like a lot of the cuts that they use in barbecue are not good cuts of meat. That's why like brisket is such a thing in America, because it's sinewy and it's a tough cut of meat. It's from the chest of a cow, so it's a real tough cut of meat. It's not like a sirloin or a backstrap or whatever. So you have to cook it a really, really long time to get all that stuff to break down. And that's the name of the game with barbecue, is time.
How the fuck do you know so much about barbecuing?
It's religion in the United States. So we don't have healthcare, but we have fucking barbecue. So
he's like, oh, this is this cut of a cow from this place. You need to smoke it and slow cook it for so many hours. I'm like,
it's like church, man. It's like we it's football. It's football, college football on Saturdays, church and barbecue on Sundays.
I hope Huber Martin puts you on the grill.
Oh, absolutely not. I do not volunteer for that.
it's like it will be my goal. You need to make.
No, he's a judge. He's a judge, not a cook.
Yeah, I'll judge. How about that? I'll judge.
Okay.
That would be my pleasure to come to Europe and judge 2 barbecue competitions.
Don't thanks me.
Yeah. was Alfredo told me like a week before I was here. He's like, "Oh yeah, you're judging a barbecue competition." I was like, "Excuse me, what?" So, and we drove like 2 hours. It was like 2 hours away. We drove like 2 hours away to go to this barbecue competition. It was amazing.
One way?
It was beautiful though. So
They were all like amazed.
Yes
They got an American guy coming to judge their barbecue. It must have been like the talk of the town.
well, then it was also like a motorcycle club meeting. So it was like full of like Harley Davidsons and guys in leather jackets with. It was a time. We had it was an absolutely like wonderful time. I just laughed and laughed and laughed and had a great time all day. It was fantastic.
Are you drinking coffee with beer?
Did you hear the disdain in his voice? Are you drinking coffee with beer? I just took a sip of espresso and he's offended. So.
Well, we are hitting the 1 hour mark now. Usually at the end of the show, we ask if you guys have any things you want to share, but I think you probably shared all your little secrets and collaborations and things coming up. We know you're getting ready for the two big knife shows, and
we're excited. We've been going. I mean, it'll be it's a treat for me to get to hang out with Alfredo twice in 30 days. So. Alfredo, anything to share? Anything to share? Anything you want to say?
No.
Okay. No. See.
plug your website where people can find you. Get some of your knives.
Tre Hill Custom. Yeah, I don't even know what table number I'm at in Austria, but I know I'm in room A, I think. And then
A-lister.
I don't know about A-lister. I think they just put the American in front of the door, so I think that's where I am. I don't know if that's for an easy exit or fast to get yelled at, but so I mean, Knife Show Austria next weekend, and then Blade Show row 18. I'm hanging out with the Italians again. I'm on the Italian row. Somehow I snuck my way in there. And then you can find me on Instagram, Third Hill Customs. You can and I have a link to most of the retailers that sell the bulk of my knives. A21. Thanks, man. I'm at A21.
No problem.
Alfredo, where do you find your stuff?
Alfredo's sitting next to you, I imagine.
Yeah,
You're A22, I think. You're right next to me. Yeah.
A20.
A20. You're A20.
Yeah.
Yeah?
No.
Where are you
Yes,
at?
A20.
18D.
No. You're at 18D for Blade Show America.
I don't know. I can't remember where I don't know where I am in Austria.
Yeah.
Prosecco.
A20.
A20. He's at A20.
A20. Okay.
A20 and A21 this weekend. Next weekend.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Ed Knives is right next to me. I think they put the two Americans next to each other. So
Nice. Well, we're looking forward to meeting you guys in person then next weekend. It'll be actually when this airs, it'll be the same weekend. People will be driving up, hopefully listening to the episode.
Yeah, it'll be a good time, man. I've been looking forward to it for months and months.
All right. If you guys don't have anything else to share, then I guess that's a wrap.
Oh, Alfredo, where do you find your knives?
Mainly in Instagram. My Instagram is Alfredo Faccipieri. It's quite impossible to say, but and I have a website www.faccipieri.com and my Instagram account is Alfredo Faccipieri.
We'll send it. Just put it in the notes. So.
Easy to find.
Easy to find, yeah.
He's talking joke with me, yeah? No, yes.
A bibbidi-bobbidi talking shit. So.
I will invite you in an Italian podcast.
Yes.
And I will have my revenge.
Yeah,
Awesome,
we look forward to seeing you guys in Austria next weekend.
Yep. Perfect. Thanks for joining us.
For sure,
And
man.
we will talk to the rest of you guys next week.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye. Bye. Bye. Faccipieri.
Faccipieri.